Kane, JD Vance, what does that mean for our movement moving forward?
Well, sorry, I was just making vacation plans with my travel agent for a trip to Gulf of America, Charlie. So hopefully I'll see you there. I love it. JD, yeah. So JD Vance, you remember, you're a junkie like you remember all this. You remember when JD was running third in the Ohio Senate Republican primary about 2 months before that primary. So when, you mentioned sort of believing in him first for the Senate, like there were dark days. It's an amazing 4 or 5 years for JD and what's happened. Here's the thing that people don't remember. How did it sort of come about that JD became the vice presidential nominee? People think back. It all happened at the People's Convention in June of last summer. If people remember, that was around June 13th, June 14th, I believe. And there were a lot of names being thrown around at that point. No one had sort of solidified on anything, even through the convention. And Charlie and Andrew ran a straw poll. TPUSA ran a big straw poll at the People's Convention in Detroit. And that was the first time that JD sort of had started to rise above the other candidates. And I remember I got a call or a text from Charlie. I'm driving home from Detroit, and I pull over to he's like, you got to get this straw poll out, Kane. You got it, and it was, I think it was a Daily Mail had gotten that exclusive. And I pulled over the highway and I got that published in bright red at the top of the stack that JD Vance was the overwhelming. I remember the number. I don't remember you. I'll pause here. What were those numbers on that straw poll?
It was overwhelming. It was well over like 60 to 70%. I mean, it was triumphant.
Yeah, and that was it, though. If you remember, a week before that, JD Vance was sort of just in the mix with the other candidates, polling equally. So something happened, and not exactly sure what that was. It was probably some big influence from the base as we all finally got together, right? There had been no convention to that point. That's another reason that was a great convention. It brought the base and the people together in June, and JD Vance was a favorite, and he emerged out of there, and it was smooth sailing from there. I think it wasn't any more than 2 or 3 weeks after that. Maybe it was all the way at the convention that Trump, I don't remember when he announced that he had chosen JD, but it's really interesting that he goes from third in the Senate primary in Ohio on the Republican side to winning that thing, to raising his profile for a couple of years in the Senate, and then really exploding last summer. And I think what you said is correct about JD just being a really, really nice person. You know him, so you're able to confirm that. But it comes across.
Correct. The best.
And the kids, the way his sons and daughter, they're great kids, and the way they parent them is so relaxed and like the Thanksgiving video when I think JD was cooking with his daughter. He was cooking with his daughter. It's just sweet stuff. These are real American people. They're perfect populists. So I'm super excited, and I'll close it with just saying we really have a chance, Charlie. Let's get Scott Presler turning New Jersey into the next Pennsylvania. Let's grow this working class coalition, and let's win 60% for the next 12 years. What do you think?